The trio of geese make the farm so much more resilient, and yet their needs are very simple. Geese in the goose house is another piece of a regenerative system, like hens in a hen house, potatoes in a potager, seedlings in a cold frame, wood in a woodshed, grain barrels at the roofs. Now is a good time to lay the foundations. The geese are caretakers, natural protectors. They keep the flock safe from hawks, otters, particularly the vulnerable ducklings, the chicks. Ducks on the pond now have guardians. We people have few of their skills in reading the sky, alerting to trouble. Geese provide other services too, mowing the lawns, giving fertility to the land. They snap up invading grass in the kitchen garden, windfall apples and plums, bamboo shoots. They're like the old-fashioned weeder geese so common before the age of pesticides. They need only a secure house at night, good fresh water, and plenty of forage, which is copious here, as the noise of mowers reminds us. Everything grows rapidly in April. The baby geese tripled in size in their first 2 weeks of life, so the goose house had to keep pace. I learned some basic carpentry from my father when we first hatched chicks a few years ago. Given this age of isolation, you might be pleased to hear that I learned to build that hen house long distance over video chat. While I built the hen house almost entirely from reclaimed materials, the quarantine is not an ideal moment for the sort of rummaging and bargaining required. The goose house is mostly new. A plain platform, a simple roof of triangles along a ridge, knowing how to use a handsaw, a decent drill, a level. The children help, learning the principles. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. While the geese are great protectors in the daytime, at night they're vulnerable. They need their house to protect them, and there's a few basics that they require. We like to make sure that our houses are up on stilts, on top of stones, so that they stay dry. Another reason to have the houses up on posts is to provide cover for little chickens to run under and hide from hawks or from the rain. It's also less likely that a rodent will gnaw a hole through, leaving an opening for a mink to get in. We use 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and we just secure that with fencing nails, long staples, make sure that a raccoon can't push through it. In hard times, it makes good sense to make what we need with our own hands, using what's around us. It's time we learn how to live sustainably. Making what we need with what we've got is always a sound practice economically, ecologically, ethically. If there's any security in uncertain times, it is in our shared skills. And we've used a steel roof. It's going to last a long time, and it's a great surface to collect water off. We plan to put downspouts and collect into a rain barrel. The geese are surprisingly nimble, but we like to make sure that their ramp is easy to climb up. Another consideration that went into the design of this little building was the height of the geese, to make sure they had space, plus the deep litter that they sleep on top of. We want to make sure the house is well ventilated, but we keep that ventilation up high so there's no draft, no wind blowing directly on them. If they have that, then they'll stay warm in their little cozy house, even in the coldest winter. We planted this mulberry. It'll grow tall and give some shade to the house over time and provide plenty of windfalls for the geese and all the other members of the flock. While the geese are great protectors, we want to make sure their house is secure. Any of the closures we make sure are 2 or 3 steps. So a slide and a carabiner, for example. We recently discovered that the old folks kept geese on this pond half a century ago. They do make the place function beautifully. They crop the grasses, they pick up all the windfalls, they protect the flocks, they give fertility to the trees. All they really need otherwise is a good, cozy, secure house. Yes, and you don't like seeds, but I have seeds in my pocket. I'm going to do it one more time. Yes. Hi. Hi, hi. The trio of geese make the farm so much more resilient, and yet their needs are very simple. You want another apple, don't you? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. You want me to take a bite first? Oh, nice. The trio of geese make the farm so much more resilient, and yet their needs are very simple.